Oh, wow. It is good to be back on stage with all of our clients. So I think you've heard a lot of about the word innovation in the last day. And what I want you guys to know is that here at Ylopo, we take that term very seriously. I heard described, I think I attribute this to the marketer Seth Godin. He said, your brand is what people say about you when you leave the room. And my hope is that when I leave the room, that whether you're a client or you're a prospect or someone who just heard about us through the grapevine, that our rep is, we are the most innovative company in real estate. And that is the message I take back to my team on a daily basis. We are always looking over our shoulder to see what's next. We want to make sure we're better than the competition every single day. I go to sleep thinking about it. I wake up thinking about it. That is what we do. And today, I'm going to show you how we're innovating now, how we're planning to innovate tomorrow, and how we're going to innovate in the very near future, faster than you would think, right? And first off, let me just say that I'm the mouthpiece for an amazing organization of brilliant, dedicated marketers, product folks, engineers. This is all their work, right? And maybe in the early days of Ylopo, it was a lot of Howard, my ideas, or Barry's ideas, and I can just confidently say that today, there's so many ideas coming to us, not only from our group, but from our clients, that we're crowdsourcing, right? We're figuring out what are the best ideas to bubble up to the top and invest in. And I'm super proud of what we've come up with. When I look back on the history of Ylopo and think about innovation, I think the period that most defined us as a company was mid-2019 to end of 2020. We went from a couple hundred clients to the thousands of clients that we have today. And it was from the release of Raya, which we all love, and through the launch of our pay-per-click product at mid to end of 2020. And that was an amazing explosion of innovation for our business. I truly believe that in the next year, in 2023, we're going to exceed that. And you're going to see that in today's presentation and all the things I'm going to go over. So first and foremost, just so you guys don't miss it, there are going to be 3 different opportunities for you guys to participate in new pilots and betas here at Ylopo. It's exclusive to only the people in this room in Orlando. We're not offering it to anyone else. And so if you just go to ylopo.com/signup or scan this QR code, you can tell us which of these things you're interested in participating in, right? We will send you an email afterwards and let you know instructions. No commitment here, obviously, just interest, right? But I wanted to put that up front so you guys have that, and I'll flash that up as we go through each of these offerings. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is enhancements to the existing Ylopo suite, right? So innovation is awesome. It also means that we're breaking stuff all the time. It also means that we're always forward-looking. I am always forward-looking. Thank God I have a team that is also looking at our existing suite and saying, what are the holes? What are the things we can improve about the things we've already released, right? This is something, thank God for Gabe and Barry, they bug me every single day about. Hey, I know this is a shiny new object, but what about fixing this small thing that's gonna make all of our clients' lives better, right? And I just want you to know, we have now a dedicated team that is focusing on our core offering, not the sexy stuff, but how do you improve listing alerts? How do you improve stars? They think it's sexy. And just making all of those tool sets better, right? 2 very quick examples. And if you don't know how to use these features, please ask. This is shaking a little bit, guys. Please ask, your CSM to explain those to you. First and foremost, we have a short login link that we've added to Stars, so you can take any search, just copy that link, and then text it to your clients, and they're automatically gonna be logged into a search, right? That's number 1, critical feature for our clients. The second is that we increase the frequency options for all of your listing alert settings so that you can match those against your clients' needs, right? Those are just 2 very small features in the sea of existing feature enhancements that we're adding. And we want to make sure that you guys are more clued into these features. So we're posting on the YSC. Make sure you're paying attention to those. And we're going to be send out monthly client emails with all of these features and updates, okay? So the second major enhancements that we've been working on is, and I think I've mentioned this in other forums, we have a dedicated team of product and engineers exclusively working on home search, right? 7 people, all they do all day long is think about how to improve the home search experience. And with home search, it's not so much about the big things. It's about the micro adjustments, right? There's a story that really inspires me, and it's about how Facebook grew. And their growth obviously was explosive in the beginning, but where they became the behemoth they are today is with the Facebook news feed. What they did with the Facebook news feed that was super innovative was that you had hundreds of millions of people coming on a daily basis to that feed to look at content. Any engineer at Facebook could borrow 100, 1,000, 10,000 of those users and give them a slightly different user experience. So they were running thousands of micro tests on consumers with live traffic to figure out what worked and didn't work. And they could use that data to dramatically improve the experience, but very quickly improve the experience because they're testing all the time, right? We took that philosophy and we applied it to our home search experience, right? So you guys probably don't log on enough to notice, but when a consumer comes onto our home search experience, probably 1 out of 25 to 50 times, they're seeing something different that another user is not seeing. And that's us running a test, right? So an example of this, we have just added a widget to our home search website that is reflective of getting people to sign up for showings based on previous priority alert triggers, right? So what does that mean? That means when a consumer has viewed a home 3 times, we used to notify you via email, text, etc. Hey, there's a priority alert. This person has viewed a property 3 times, right? Well, that's great. You know about that now. Do you action on it or not? That's up to you, right? What we're now doing is we're putting a pop-up right in front of that consumer on that listing that says, would you like to see this home? Schedule a showing or not, right? If they're not interested in scheduling showing, would you be interested in talking to an agent instead, right? And we capture and double verify their contact information again, right? We're already seeing a dramatically higher increase on the number of showing requests we're getting as a result of prompting these users at a trigger point that we were already telling you about that we're now asking the consumer about, right? So imagine this similar type of pop-up showing up when someone shares a listing with their spouse, when they return to site 3 days in a row, right? So these are now going to be additional triggers that generates showing requests and calls to actions for you guys to reach out to these leads, right? And here's an example of a nudge that came in for Gabe just a couple of days ago, resulted in a showing appointment right away, right? So these type of micro experiments that we're running, we're going constantly and adjusting the user experience around, right? So you're gonna see these micro changes all add up to being a significantly better home search experience in the future. Now, Howard already showed you guys the enhancements to Raya yesterday. We're really, really proud of this effort. The integration of ChatGPT into Raya has made a substantial difference. And guess what, guys? This is live for you as of last Thursday, right? It's not 100% of your traffic, but we're inching it up over time. And so far, based on the results, we're already seeing a 30% increase in the number of leads who are ready to follow up versus before. That's huge, right? 30%. So over the next couple of weeks, pay attention to your Raya conversations. I think you're gonna notice a subtle and not so subtle increase in quality in the nature of those conversations. So this is a super, super sneak peek. I can't even talk about it, it's so secret, but we are collaborating with Follow Up Boss on some amazing improvements to our integration. And this is a sneak peek right here. We are going to do some really tight-knit embedding of data between Raya and FUB, right? You're gonna be able to access Raya conversations directly inside the FUB inbox, as well as on their mobile app. So no more going into stars. No more trying to check your text messages. It's all gonna be native. It's gonna feel like it's a native integration within Follow Boss. So kudos to Follow Boss's team. Don't tell Dan I showed you guys this. So those are some existing product enhancements that we're releasing and working on, right? Every single month we're releasing new stuff. You know, the one thing that I that is frustrating for my team is you guys don't log in to follow Ylopo every day, right? You log in to Follow Boss every day. And so we don't have an opportunity to do a little pop-up that says, hey, new features, pay attention, right? But we are releasing stuff on a weekly, monthly basis, right? So check those emails that get sent to you about new features and new updates, because there's some really impactful stuff there. And obviously it's our job to pester you guys to update you about important new features that's going to enhance your business. So let me talk to you about marketing enhancements. One of the big changes that we've discovered over the last 6 months to 9 months, I would say, that we're really honing in on is this idea, this misconception that Facebook leads suck, right? This is the conventional wisdom in the industry. Facebook leads suck, right? And we have seen a migration of media from what clients are doing, which was on social, was about 50-50, to now it's about 25-75, meaning 25% of all of our advertising we're doing is on Facebook, 75% is on Google, right? Well, this trend that I'm talking about mirrors the trend of all advertisers out there, period, right? There was all of that iOS kind of news about how Facebook was losing tracking data. There was just litany of bad news for Facebook all over the place, this transition to Meta and all this kind of stuff. And what happened? People left Facebook. Well, guess what? Facebook traffic in that time, Facebook Instagram traffic in that time went up by 20%. So advertisers left Facebook. Facebook Instagram traffic grew. What does that mean? There's a vacuum of opportunity, right? So we invested a lot of our time revisiting our Facebook marketing, and we have transformed it and updated it to what we call dynamic Facebook ads, right? The idea is fairly simple. What we used to do on Facebook is we would run an ad for you targeting consumers, and when they click on the ad, it would open up into a form inside Facebook called a lead ad form, right? The benefit of the lead ad form is that it's inside Facebook. The consumer fills out, clicks a couple of buttons, and their contact information is directly pre-populated from their account, right? Now, at the time when we ran these ads, we thought, this is a good thing. It's gonna generate you a lot more leads, right? Because it's so easy, it's so frictionless. Well, if it's frictionless, the opposite intention is that it's a little too easy. The people who are not serious, who just wanna browse photos, are going to register on it as well, right? So what we did was we reinvented the process, and instead, we are driving the consumer to your website, just like we do with PPC, and we ask this consumer 12 to 15 questions, right? Just like with your dynamic PPC campaigns now, on Facebook, we are getting these people to come to your website, and we're vetting them. We're asking them over and over again, are you a serious buyer or seller? Right? By asking them all of these questions that come through the form, we're essentially filtering them from a quality perspective, right? And here's what happened. So one of the behind the scenes innovations that we developed over the last, I would say, 6 months or so that has been transformative for our business and for all of your businesses, I hope, from a lead quality perspective, is that we instituted the most state-of-the-art analytics platform we can on the back end that is sucking in data from your CRM, from our analytics, from our ad campaigns, and putting it into one place, right? What is the consequence of that? I can now see on a per client, per source, per campaign basis what leads are moving to what stages. So when you move a lead from lead stage to hot prospect, from lead to A buyer, B buyer, C buyer, we track all of that data, right? And we normalize it, and we can see, hey, for this particular Facebook campaign, X percentage of those leads were good, X percentage of those leads were bad, right? For this, Facebook ad, these were the results, right? And so what that allows us to do is not anecdotally, I used to have to call 20, 30 clients and say, hey, were those leads good? What was your closing data, right? Now I have all of that at my fingertips. And what that means is I can very easily tell when something is working and when something is not, right? Take a look at this data. So traditional social, this is about a month ago's data, right? Aged about a month. The number of qualified prospects, which are people who are possible transactions, right? Those are A's, B's, C's, appointment set, hot prospects, etc. 7.7% for traditional. The number of fire leads, which are near-term transactions, meaning under 6-month transactions, right? These are people you actually literally put A's or B's or hot prospect, in contract, et cetera, right? 2%. Dynamic social, this new social campaign that we're running, which by the way is running for pretty much all clients right now, 19.4% unqualified, 7.2% on fire, right? Compared to our traditional PPC, 19.7, 6.1. Almost identical quality between Facebook and Google. And guess what? Facebook's about 20% cheaper on a cost per lead basis, right? So the stats don't lie, right? Facebook leads are now getting to the point with all of our optimization to be a similar quality to Google. It's cheaper and there's way more volume out there, right? So for those of you who are looking at your media mix, want to try something different, not seeing the results maybe on PPC, right? Give Facebook a shot, okay? And I'm going to talk more about this in a little bit. The other benefit of Facebook is that we can actually do demographic targeting on Facebook, right? On Google, you type in homes for sale in Santa Monica, I have no idea who you are, right? On Facebook, when I deliver you an ad, I can deliver an ad to only homeowners, to only veterans, to only first-time homebuyers, et cetera, right? And what that allows us to do is seller lead testing at scale, right? So we're doing a lot of things around seller lead generation. You're gonna see some of them a little later, but one of the big tests that we have going on right now is testing out generating seller leads with our dynamic social process where we're asking them 12 to 15 qualifying questions. If you're interested in testing that product out, again, go to the waitlist, ylopo.com sign up, and just press one of those buttons that is opting you into that particular beta, and we will reach out to you about setting that up for you. The second great thing about Facebook is that it allows us to push an offer, right? So we have been experimenting a lot with cash buyers. Thank you, Gabe. Gabe's literally every single day blew me up for 3 months about cash offers before I saw the light. I think what's interesting about cash offers is that due to Open Door and all of these platforms talking about cash offers over the last couple of years, there is a very high degree of national awareness around cash offers. Well, guess what? Open Door purchased something like 50% less homes last quarter than the previous quarter because they're running out of money, right? All of these guys that were cash offer, legitimate cash offer companies, they're not buying homes anymore because it's not profitable, right? But the national conscience of cash offers is incredibly high. So there's high demand for cash offers, low supply. What does that mean? There's an opportunity for you to be in that vacuum with a message that resonates, right? So we're working on a lot of cash offer advertisements, lead gen programs, et cetera. And our hope is that we can do this in such a way that all of you guys can have a cash offer experience, right? That's not fake, that's not, oh, I have an uncle that will buy it for you for 50 cents on the dollar. We want to provide some national options that allows you to legitimately offer cash offers, right? So this is a very exciting experiment we're running as well. Okay, on to new products, a preview. So there's 2 significant products that we are grinding away at that I'm incredibly excited about. Howard started talking about them in his presentation yesterday. The first is Ylopo Live Leads. The problem that we've heard from a lot of clients has, as far as Ylopo, as far as Tiger Lead goes, is that getting precise lead follow-up with the right cadence following the best practices for all of your agents, even yourselves, is very difficult, right? I totally get it. You're on the road, you're driving, it's impossible to just check lists off all the time. You've already made a couple of phone calls, you got a rejection, you're not as motivated the next time. Consistency is a problem, right? And so we wanted to solve this problem by, instead of delivering you leads, we want to deliver you appointments. We want to deliver you live transfers, right? So we went through the effort, and this has been almost 2-year journey of developing not only a state-of-the-art call center, but a state-of-the-art call center technology stack that allows us to complement people with the right technology to call at the right time to get you the conversions and the appointments that you're looking for, right? So what is Ylopo Live? right? The way to think about it is that our social and traditional PPC leads, they're the lowest quality, but the highest volume, right? So if you have a big team that you have to feed, you have to give them a lot of leads, right? Traditional Ylopo social and PPC leads are the way to go, right? Last year, we launched Direct Connect. What is Direct Connect? Well, Direct Connect was in responding to our clients telling us, hey, you know what? I'm getting flooded with leads. I don't have the time to prospect all these opportunities. If you could give me a higher quality, lower volume lead, I would take that all day. And that's what Direct Connect is, right? The two key features Direct Connect. One, we ask the consumer almost double the number of questions that we ask them on traditional. And the second is that we ask them to text and verify their phone number, right, in the registration process. So they actually have to click a button that says, verify my phone number by text or phone call, right? And that means that we're getting a medium quality lead, medium volume. Now, generating that type of lead that's a higher quality, fantastic, but you still have to work the lead, right? Hence Ylopo Live, where we have the highest quality, but the lowest volume, because we're only delivering you about the 15 to 18% of leads that are actual appointments and live transfers of all the leads that we generate for you, right? Now, there's nuances to this. As Howard mentioned, not only are we delivering you those 15 to 18% of leads that we actually transfer or set appointments for you, we're gonna give you all of those other remaining nurture leads as well. The process of how Ylopo Live works is we're actually going to keep the lead that we generate for you for 30 days. Right? So for 30 days, you're not gonna see this lead. We're gonna call them 10, 15, 20 times over those 30 days, depending on the triggers, right? And we're going to transfer those leads over to you that are transferable. And then on the 31st day, we're gonna start trickling in all of those leads that we weren't able to contact, right? Now, those are still good leads because we scrub out all of the people who say, don't talk to me, bad number, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But those are all future opportunities, right? Now, you don't have to worry about those for the first 30 days because we're already working it for you, right? So you're getting those that are falling off the tree as well as those that are nurturing on the tree.
Hey, Chief.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about, go back to that slide for a sec, and then, because I think just we just want to point out when we're talking about quality, like how you're defining that, because really we're talking about like where that person, that lead is in their time frame, their funnel, because we still want to point out that even on the social pay-per-click leads, we say lower quality, we're really talking about like they might be farther out on the time frame, they're still real people. Now we have all the tech. So long term, if you want to build this huge database of leads that wants to that eventually bears fruit, that's still a great method.
Yeah.
So
100%, yeah. And let me just, you know, I'm gonna address this on a previous slide, but let me just, you know, kind of say that the quality metrics that you guys are seeing here in the differentiation of the products comes with a cost. And that cost is how much you pay for the lead, right? Obviously, a Zillow lead that is someone who's pressing a showing request button and hot transfer you from the Zillow call center is going to be the highest quality lead you can get in the industry. That's why you're paying $500 to $1,000 for that transfer, right? A social PPC lead probably costs you 11 bucks. A direct connect lead is probably 18. A live transfer lead, we'll see, but it's going to be much more expensive because it is actually only 15 to 18% of the leads you get, right? So quality is important, but you have to relate it to cost. Ultimately, it's about ROI, right? And as Howard said, it doesn't mean that any of these categories produce leads that are not quality. It just means that it takes them longer to nurture and that relative to cost, you have to measure the quality input, right? So give you the example of where we are today. Social PPC, 12.5% qualified, Direct Connect 19, Ylopo Live 31. That's a monster number. 31% of all leads we generated from Ylopo Live were dispositioned as a quality lead, right? So, and it's scary because it looks awfully similar to portal lead quality, but we don't want to assume this early in the testing. Now, why is adding a call center into the mix from the Ylopo side such a big deal? Why does it matter, right? You guys have ISAs, you can hire ISA companies, you know, what are we doing that's different, right? Well, the first thing I'll say is that based on now tens of thousands of calls that we have made, right? We've found that the average number of calls it takes to make a quality connection is 3.7. Right? So you have a new lead comes in, you basically have to call that lead on average 4 times to make a quality connect, right? I went into Follow Up Boss and I looked for the top 10% of our clients. What is the average number of calls per lead for new leads in the first 30 days? 1.18. This is the top 10% of clients in Follow Up Boss, right? So if you think about your agents, now some of these people may have not logged their calls. There could be other stuff going on that's not tracked in Follow Up Boss. Totally get it, right? But you guys can see the stark difference, right? The average number of clients attempts are just not enough from your agents working new leads to get to a point where you're going to get the numbers that we're talking about with consistency, right? And when we're calling, we're not just blindly calling leads, right? We have a set cadence that we're calling from, but at a certain trigger point, we're looking to call your priority leads, we're looking to call your RIA conversations, and very soon, RIA conversations that happen within your CRM is actually going to come into our call center, and we're going to be able to have a human being take over that conversation and set an appointment for you, right? So we're transitioning from RIA AI to RIA Live. Right? All of that is happening in the first 30 days with leads coming through the Ylopo Live product. That's the difference, right? The way I like to think about Ylopo Live is it allows us to have a call module, right? We have all of these, if you look at the life cycle of a lead's journey from the minute it gets generated to month 13 when it actually closes, right? There are probably 50 different points of interaction between Ylopo, you, and the client. Right? They open an email, they click from a remarketing ad, they respond to a RIA text, they get a phone call, right? And all of those are just nodes and modules we're putting on the map. Now what we're able to do is take this voice module, this Ylopo call voice module, and deploy it all over the map. Hey, this is a priority lead that returned after returned 3 days in a row. Boom, voice module, call that lead. Right? This is a lead that set an appointment with an agent but didn't show up. Boom, 3-call cadence for a voice module, right? So over time, you're gonna see this technology set expand so that it's not just about calling your new leads, it's about deploying that for the entire life cycle of the leads that we generate as well as all of the leads in your database, right? So we see broad potential for what Ylopo Live can become.
Gee, that's a game changer, baby. It's a game changer.
So, why is this a game changer? Thank you, Howard. You didn't read my slides. So, we take the hardest part of working or lead cultivation and nurture out of the picture, right? We do the consistent lead follow-up process. We deliver a guarantee of lead quality. For a lead to be transferred over to you, they have to be a live transfer or an appointment. Right? You know when you get that lead, it has a certain marker of quality. It's not gonna be a bad phone number. It's not gonna be a who are you, leave me alone, right? It's gonna be a legitimate transfer. We take the risk with our client. Now, we haven't released pricing on this product, but I will tell you, we do not make money unless we transfer leads over to you, right? So for the first time, it's not like you guys pay us a fee and you get what you get. Ylopo is sharing the risk with you on all of these leads, right? If we don't perform, we don't make money. And I think that aligns our incentives, right? And it gets us closer to parity of portals, right? So all of you guys who have come in, your team is primarily working portal leads. It's hard to get them to work nurture leads. We want to get as close to parity as possible because we know that's what's going to be important for driving adoption among your agents, right? Second product we're launching. You've heard about this a lot, Maverick, right? So we have been on one side of the fence for the entire journey of Ylopo, which is delivering technology that enables you guys to get conversions and closings and all that kind of stuff. You've been the other side of the fence, which is actually doing the work to convert these leads, right? And as Howard has done in previous presentations, he's talked about how there's always this conflict of your leads suck, your lead follow-up sucks, right? And for the first time with Maverick, we're introducing a platform that allows you to measure your team's performance that allows you to hold them accountable and to hold us accountable. Because it could very well be a lead quality problem, right? How do you know? This is the platform that's gonna show you, right? I would say what's really exciting about Maverick for me is 3 things. The first is we're instantly generating all of the insights about your business, about your lead sources, about your team performance in very simple to digest dashboards, right? If you are using Excel or another software platform, you had to do a lot of manual entry, we automate all of that for you. There's like 5 dashboards that you need to care about. If you log on once a day, look at those stats, you're gonna know exactly what's going on with your team, right? The second though, is Insights is fantastic, but what are you gonna do about it, right? So we're giving you the tools to get the best leads to the best agents, monitoring them and leveling those agents up, right? So as an example, by the way, Maverick did not come as a brainchild of Howard and I, right? We're not agents. This is not what we do for our profession. We're technologists. And this was developed in the lab of some of the biggest teams in the country, people who are doing billion-dollar-plus transaction volumes, right? And what they found is that there were simple things that they could do that dramatically improved results, right? One of those, as an example, is just getting the best leads to the best agents. So imagine taking the insights from our system to say, hey, these 3 agents close Zillow leads at a 50% higher rate than these bottom 3 agents. I'm just gonna get those 3 agents more leads, right? So we built out a sophisticated lead router that allows you on every single agent to define, hey, this agent is only allowed to work Zillow leads, buyers under 600,000 in these 3 cities, right? And allow you to define that for every one of your agents. And when a new lead comes in, it doesn't just get shotgunned out to 5 people or round robin to the next person. It actually goes first to the person most qualified to receive that lead. We ping them, they say yes or no, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, then the fifth. So you know for every given lead that comes in, it's going to its most efficient person that can convert that into an appointment, right? That insight alone took the largest Remax team in the world, their conversion rate from Zillow went from 7% to 9.5%. On hundreds of millions of dollars in transaction volumes, think about how much GCI that means, right? So those are examples of tools that we're introducing to action on the data that we're presenting, right? And third, not only is this system going to monitor your agent's performance, give you tools for managing them, leveling them up, it's going to have a laser focus on your database, looking for missed opportunities to bubble them up to the surface and make sure your agents are monitoring those leads as well, right? So, Howard's already shown you a lot of screenshots about Maverick. I'm not gonna get into those other than the fact that I'm really proud of our design team. For the first time we had, with this product, we were able to go from the ground up with really high quality UX UI design, getting feedback from 40, 50 clients, and the results I think you'll be really, really impressed by, but I won't go into the details. What I will say, and this is again on ylopo.com/signup, is that before you even see a demo of the Ylopo platform, the first thing my team did was build out a free report for you that gives you a sense of what is missing in your lead follow-up and your team management, right? We call that the free Maverick assessment report. If you go to sign up that link, you click your interest in that button, we will send you a link to sign up, right? What this report is going to do is on a monthly basis, it's going to scan your entire follow-up boss database, including Ylopo, and it's going to give you insights about what is missing, where are the missed opportunities for you, right? So as an example, we're gonna tell you details like who sent the most text messages but got the least responses, right? Who made the most phone calls but got the least appointments? Right? Where are the people who are working the hardest getting the least results? Where are the people working the least but getting the most results? Right? What are the lead sources that are performing the best for you from an ROI perspective that are resulting in appointments? Right? Are your agents actually following up with the people in your database that are near term, that are 30 days out, 60 days out, 90 days out? And the most important and I think interesting part about this is for every one of those data points, we show you how you compare against the top teams on Maverick, right? So you're actually gonna get a stat at the very top of every metric that says you're operating at 67% of what the top teams on Maverick are operating at. You're operating at 90% of what the top teams are operating at. Right? Because what's great about Maverick is we have a treasure trove of data starting from top performing teams that allows you guys for the first time to measure yourself against the best, right? It gives you a benchmark that you can look at to say how much you need to improve to be best in class, right? We're gonna show all of that visibly for you for free. Every single month, you're gonna get this report, right? So highly encourage all of you to sign up to get that. So once again, QR code, I won't say it again, sign up at ylopo.com. So those are the two near-term feature or products or releases that I'm most looking forward to. Hopefully, both of those hitting in around the mid Q2 range, right? So now let's talk about the future. I will tell you that I've always paid attention to AI. We've had a chatbot for 4 years before there was ChatGPT, that name even existed, right? But starting from the shotgun, of ChatGPT being released in December, I have literally spent an hour or two every single day researching and thinking about AI because I think it's that transformative. And, my mantra right now is tip of the spear. I want Ylopo to be at the very tip of the spear for all things AI. And we're already incorporating a lot of these tools, like with ChatGPT, into Raya, into our technology set, and more is coming, right? I'll give you a couple of examples of how we're gonna be leveraging this technology. The first, ad efficiency. There are software programs out there, generative AI programs out there now, that I can type in a couple of phrases and it will automatically generate for me not just a image or a text block, but an entire advertisement, right? I can type in a couple of phrases and instead of generating one ad, it will programmatically generate hundreds of ads for me, right? So when we're advertising on Facebook now, we're advertising on display for you, we're working on YouTube, a couple other sources. Instead of just showing one ad, testing out another ad over time, we're gonna literally be able to programmatically run so many variations of ads that it self-optimizes to figure out what is the best creative, right? That's incredibly powerful from an advertising perspective. That's first and foremost. And this is technology we're already starting to employ today, right? Very excited about that. The second is automated video and audio personalization. So you saw the example from Howard earlier about how we're gonna use this technology. Imagine every one of your consumer or your leads, your prospects in your database, getting a personalized videogram from you about their home search experience, right? That's one utilization of video AI personalization, right? Let me show you one more that I'm particularly excited about.
This is Howard Tager giving you an update about April real estate market trends in Boise. In the last 30 days, 108 homes were sold for an average price of $475,000. This represents an increase of $25,000 from the previous month. Meanwhile, interest rates are now at 6.45% and expected to go down the next few months. I'm an expert in Boise real estate, and if you're looking to buy or sell in Boise, please contact me directly. Thanks.
Isn't that how you say it?
It's not perfect. It's not perfect. Remember, tip of the spear. It's not perfect. But imagine if on a per zip code level, every single month on Facebook, you can target homeowners with an ad that updates them with your face about market conditions in their area on a zip code level, right? And you don't have to do anything. This is all fully automated. How much branding is that gonna get you in your local community, right? So this level of personalization is coming, hopefully sooner than later. But the idea of us being able to personalize the relationship you have with your prospects, but also with your broader community, I'm pretty sure this is gonna work better than a billboard ad on a highway, right? This stuff is coming. The last example of AI I'm gonna give you, and this is specific to Maverick, but this is a class of technology I'm really excited about, is audio AI, right? So when it comes to, leveling up your agents, right? We can give you all the stats in the world about, hey, this person made this many attempts, but they only got this amount of appointments, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we give you the data, but what are you gonna do about it? How do you know what their actual sales skills are, right? Well, what's great, again, about our partnership with Follow Up Boss is they actually record every call that is made on Follow Up Boss and store it in the cloud so that Ylopo can access it. And with audio AI, what we're able to do, and we're already working on this technology right now, it's already in alpha, we can take a call recording, we can transcribe it almost perfectly, right? And then we can keyword tag it. You can tell us, what are the keywords? Rentals, I'm not interested, leave me alone, et cetera, et cetera. So you can one click look for Agent John Smith and see all of their call conversations from the source of Ylopo that the consumer said, leave me alone, right? And you can listen to those recordings. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the script that are best practice scripts related to how this conversation should go. You're telling your team member for Ylopo leads, you need to say X, Y, Z. What's my USP? What's this? What's that? And we're gonna actually analyze that call and tell you, checkbox, did this person actually say the things they're supposed to? And where is in the section of that particular conversation did they talk about that, right? Imagine the time savings you have of being able to understand the performance of your team in just mere clicks that would have taken you hours before, which we all know we weren't gonna do, right? So AI, it's coming. We're incorporating it in our suite. It's something that I'm spending personally a lot of my time, both for interest as well as for the business on. And you can expect over the next year that we're gonna be incorporating this type of technology into everything we do here at Ylopo. So a lot more is coming. Thank you so much for listening, and look out for all of our notifications.